There's many ways to help out with the Islandora project. Some of them will require a GitHub account. So I have a longer version of this presentation. Here's a QR code. Here's a bit.ly. And I'll share that later, but here's a short version. The first step to create a free GitHub account is go to github.com. On their site, there are usually one or two buttons that say sign up. Click on one of those buttons. This starts the process, and there's about 10 questions you'll be asked. About 3 of them are required. First one is you need a valid email address. You need to then pick a password that's valid according to our terms, and you need to pick a username that's unique within all of the 83 million GitHub users. So it may take you a couple of tries to find a unique username. Here's an example of an optional question. And to prove you're not a robot, you have to select what's not a spiral galaxy twice. I checked this last week. They're still using this as a way to test that you're not a robot. Now, once you have an account, one of the many things you can do in GitHub is to create an issue. Now, first, I want to explain that an issue in GitHub, it's a casual term for a way to provide feedback to our repository. Typically, issues are used for bug reports. They're used for feature requests. They're also used for documentation problem. So let's imagine we go to the Islandora documentation repository at this URL. And in the upper area, there's a navigation link called issues. We click on that link and you'll be taken to what we call the queues page, the issues queues page. And it's just a list of the issues that we have. But before you put in a new issue, we always recommend that you do a search in that search bar in the middle of the page. Put a few terms tied to the issue you're about to put in, because we always want to avoid duplicate issues. And in this case, I got no results. So I feel confident that I can hit the new issue green button on the right. After you click that button, you're going to see our new issue templates. These are templates for various scenarios to help you fill out a more detailed issue. For now, let's assume we're going to go to the bug report template, but there's one also for documentation, one for feature requests, and one for use cases. So assuming we go to the bug report issue template, you're going to notice this is what that issue editing page looks like, and it has 2 major areas. You have the title area and you have the comments section on the lower half. In the title area, you'll see that the issue template gives you a prefix that's automatically added. It's bracket bug bracket. Kick that prefix there, and to the right, add a few words to describe, to summarize your issue, like feature XYZ does not work with file type ABC. Now, after you put in a title, you go to the lower half, and then these issue templates are there to give you instructions and give you tips on how to put in a very thorough bug report, because the more details you provide for an issue, the better it is for everyone. And when you're done answering the questions you get, and the questions can be like what operating system you're using, what version of Islandora you're using, you'll see in the middle of the page, there's a write tab and a preview tab. If you go to a preview tab, you'll see what your issue will end up being seen by others. So once you check that it looked good in the preview tab, you can click the submit new issue button in the bottom. And again, I have a more detailed version of this talk at this address, and the slides have been shared. That is all for me.